This is my 1997 Polaris Express 400 that I've been building for the past couple months. Today, we're going to knock out a couple of small projects and hopefully you stick around and enjoy the video. So, the next project I'd like to do is build a little mounting point for our key and our choke, if I can find it. Oh, there it is. So basically, I'd like to mount these about right there. And I'm going to use that 90-degree aluminum I bought and get those mounted up, hopefully. So, cut off this massive piece of aluminum and make our little mount. I'd say it's a pretty good cut for somebody that only has a hacksaw and a grinder. Basically, what I'm going to do now is just heat this up and bend it to a softer angle so it looks less wonky on there. Probably the least precise way I could have made it, but it'll work. Anyways, I'm gonna clean this up now because it looks horrible now. I just realized this would go much faster if I just used a grinder, so I'm gonna do that. No! 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 Well, I gotta be honest, I very well might have made that worse by using the grinder, but oh well. We'll just run it like this for now. Most of it's gonna be covered up by those controls anyways, so it's whatever. I spent a bunch of time off camera sanding on this thing, and I think it looks a little bit better. You won't see most of it anyways, so it's no big deal. This part's gonna be covered up by the handlebar clamp, so you know, it's whatever. Anyways, let's go ahead and drill some holes in this thing so we can mount it up. Alright, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I crudely marked where I want to drill, so I'm gonna do that now. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take our handlebars off for like the 10th time, but hopefully it'll be the last. What I'm doing now is I'm gonna put the handlebar clamp on there and use that to drill our second holes, save me some measuring hopefully. So basically both the choke and the key have like roughly a 1 inch-ish inside diameter. and it's probably more like 3/4 for the choke, but either way, gonna mount some holes on there. Just gotta do some measuring first. You know what? While we're drilling so close, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this airbox lid on. Well, I have no choice but to get a hole saw because I don't have anything big enough to drill this hole. So I'll be right back. All right, we got a hole saw and I also got some lunch. So anyways, 3/4 inch. Put the choke on the left side. Yeah, choke on the left. Well, here we are. Got our key mounted finally. I'm curious what you guys think. Should I trim off this little bit of excess right there or just leave it? Kind of can't decide. Let me know what you think. But I guess we can go ahead and throw the handlebars back on. Nice, actually lined up the hole. All right, so now we gotta re-zip tie the cables. Well, my camera actually overheated, but luckily didn't miss too much. Really all I did was throw the tank on just to make sure that, you know, everything clears on there. And yeah, it's looking good. Don't love how much the actual key thing hangs down, but not really much I can do about it except maybe move it later. But either way, it's looking pretty good. So on to the next project. All right, so got all of our new suspension components in. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive these bearings out of the carrier. There we go. One side out. That is a lot of grease. Back to it, I guess. Oh. Well, my hands are covered in grease, but the bearings are out. Well, got all the grease cleaned out of there. I'm gonna have to rewash this thing now because it's covered in grease on the outside though. Oh well. Moving on to the fronts. Well, same process for the fronts. Just gotta slide off that inner tube and send them home. That was shockingly easy for these fronts. Well, I'm not going to press these bearings in quite yet just because I still want to sandblast these to get the residual spray paint off there from the previous owner. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and knock out another little small project. In an earlier video, I mentioned that I was going to throw on the airbox, and as you can see, I haven't. And that is because the guy that sold this to me failed to mention that one of the wing nuts was completely stripped out on there, and he destroyed all the threads trying to get it off. So it's completely stuck on there, and ended up having to cut it off with a grinder very precisely, or as precise as I can. Some of you guys might be better than me, which I'm sure of, but either way, I got that taken care of, and I'll just go pick up a new bolt and wing nut. That'll be good. But for now, let's go ahead and throw this thing on so we can get that out of the way. You know what, I'm an idiot. I did not even think to clean this out first. So, I guess I'll be taking this all the way back off. I'll be right back. As you can see, once again, I do not have the airbox on, but it is nice and clean now, inside and out. So last night I was cleaning this thing, and I immediately lost that smaller hose clamp somehow. And I searched for that thing for probably 30 plus minutes and I could not find it. So I just called it quits for last night because I was a little frustrated, but just went to the hardware store, got another one, and I also got a new carriage bolt to replace our one that I had to cut off, and we can actually throw this thing on. Then I also, just a little tip here, I put a little WD-40 on there to rehydrate the rubber. Hopefully that'll keep it pliable and soft for a little bit longer. But anyways, let's throw this thing on. Alright, our hose clamp is on. Now we can go ahead and bolt this thing down. I'm being very careful bolting down this airbox because I'm super paranoid about breaking the tabs off. So I'm trying my best not to do that. All right. That's really all there is to it on the airbox. So eventually, just slap this on once I got the air filter in, but for now, just gonna set that aside. So one step closer. Well, that's gonna be all for today. It seems that these smaller projects end up taking me the longest because I don't have the right tools for them. But I'm doing my best and buying tools when I can. And but either way, if you made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate it. And if you wouldn't mind, please consider liking and subscribing. And thanks for watching. bye.